Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Marketwatch. Again, sorry it was been delayed. The same issue with the Grand Exchange happened as last week. Basically, it was displaying just Juju potions and it was broken. But again, it's taken till Sunday for it to be fixed, and now we can get started with it. So in terms of updates this week, nothing really content-wise or anything big. We have the Hero Pass feedback poll, which again has stated that the Hero Pass will not be coming properly. It'll be finishing in this rendition, which we're currently in the game. And then the announcement of Ancient Awakening, which is going to come to RuneScape 3 on Monday the 9th of October. This one might have an impact on the Grand Exchange now because it's basically like pre-warned that Acadia, you in Elder Frames, and the Stonewall segment is going to be needed to build out the fort. And it's also linked to Herblore as well, so we might see a little bit of a impact on herbs, and especially overload supplies, because that's where it's going to have the most benefit from what we can see. It'd be quite interesting to see how the overload supplies react, because of the FOC events, they've not really been needed, or there's not really been demand on them, so they have sort of gone down a bit, but maybe the new fort update will cause them to go up a bit. So right, let's go through the price falls and price rises for this week in RuneScape 3. So starting with the price rises, as always, we're going to go from here. So starting with Greater Necroplasm, Necroplasm has gone up 60%, which is quite good to see, to be fair. I did do some Greater Necroplasm on the brand new 7-day Twitch Prime account, and it was nowhere near quite the level I was expecting. I believe the price was something like 350 medium price, and I had self 200 GP. So the lesser Necroplasm is very much like below mid, but if Greater Necroplasm is on the rise, that is good. Ashes 2k now, which is might just be like them settling down to a price where they need to be, which is pretty good. Subjugation is bouncing. It's gone from 8.2 mil up to 11 mil again, which is nice because it does make Zami like a bit more worthwhile. Armadillo going up as well would also be decent if it can. But as you can see, all the items of subjugation have gone up, which makes me believe it might be something to do with necromancy. Because they're all sort of on a level playing field now. All the drops are roughly worth the same. Ghostly Essence is up, and that could be due to the Exoplasmator. It buries all the ashes, which is very nice. XP Capacitator has gone up 1.3 mil, so that is now 5.4. Armadillo Chain Skirt 7.3 mil, and again, like things like the Armadillo items, 5.7 mil was almost too cheap for the components, so that could be going up. Again, we've got a new boss on its way, maybe that's why it's going up and stuff like that. But it's nice that these bosses are going back up. Just in case you've not camped the pet or the pet log, now could be a really good chance to do it. Although with the prices of Armadillo, I'd probably go Zami instead. Zami seems to be a lot better in terms of profit. Viswax 18.6k. Now this went down obviously because of Heroes Pass, but because the daily challenge system is going to come back, I believe this will go back up as a result. When pages 360k, so the Archglacier will be very much worthwhile. Also powerful Necroplasm going up to 1.4k, which is pretty good. Armadillo Chestplate following the Chain Skirt 7.7, and it's nice to see like the balance of all the God Wars 1 items being pretty much very, very similar. Uncut Jade 3.3k. Jade is a very particular gem. You can cut jades and still self-profit, and the jewelry related to jade as well always is very good profit as well. Like botanist amis are very, very good. Third Age Iron 5k each. Again, like for a moneymaker skill, for an AFK skill, you can camp caches or certain Third Age Iron spots and make it pretty much a very good decent profit for AFK work. Incomplete Hydrix has gone up, which will sort of link to the end of this death event, or FOC event, sorry, where double Reaper points have come in. It's sort of like knocked down because of the double Reaper points, but now that's sort of ended. It's going to have a bit of a balance out now, just to work back to where it should be. Armadillo items again, following with the chest plate and plate skirt. Again, because of like invention, and it's why invention is so good for this game. It means like if some items of a certain armor set go up, the others have to, because it sort of levels out the price of the components. But Armadillo items being back up is nice. Hopefully that means I can finally sell all my Armadillo items from my pet hunt. Greater Sonic Wave is something we've been pointing out for a while. Now is the best time to sort of get it, because it's a really good like combat ability, and it will quite happily go up if like the amount of people camping the armored like phantoms goes down. And it will bring you a massive DPS increase for your magic setup. Definitely pick this up because it's cheap. You can just see like the prices of other magic abilities, the double concentrated blast and other stuff like that. If magic becomes back into the meta, which you never know with like how the game can be, the balancing update will bring other stuff back into the forefront. Buy that while it's cheap. 14 mil really isn't a lot of money for ability that good. Purple Sweets 1.2k, Astro Runes back to 1.2k, and Armadillo Booklets 5.2 mil. Hardened Dragon Bones, which was one of the added dragons, is now up to 13k. Again, we've gone over all the bones before. They got to a point where they were too cheap and they were viable to use for prayer XP, and now they're just trying to find their way back up and level it at a price which is realistic to what they are. The Ghostly Inks are also going back up, which is nice. This could all be down to like updates to Necromancy coming up, or people are really just moving on from Necromancy and things like the inks aren't coming into the game as quick, or other items aren't just coming in as quick to the game. Regular Ritual Candle going back up over a K could be a decent moneymaker. Ripper Demon Scrolls there as well. The Necromancy items are sort of up and down, so I don't really check them now. I'm due to go through the bigger stuff on le.gg. Just to talk through everything on there as well, because it's quite good to price check all the high tier items. Blood Necklace Shard as well, back up to 13.2 mil. Necronium Bar, 8.8k. They got too cheap last week, and I think we pointed out as well that they were like just too cheap for what they were. Great Concentrated Blast is now back over 100 mil. So this is something like the same reason why you should buy the Sonic Wave. Why it's cheap, get it, buy it. It will benefit you more long term anyway. Willow Logs back over 1k, which is nice for like low level woodcutting training. Armadillo Crossbow 8.2 mil, Archer Ring back at 9 mil, a Death Guard, I'm not sure what tier that is. Probably that looks like level 70. It'd probably be level 70 because of the spec, that's 4 mil. Decimation 21.6, Wand of Hellweir, the Hellweir wand, 21 mil, Shadow Glaive is 11.7, Zamorak Essence 11.1, Virtus Mask 18.2. So in terms of like the price rises this week, a lot of like big items which have been crashing for a while are back picking up, and the Necromancy items are a bit of a shock here. Like a lot of the stuff which has been in the price falls for like the past couple of weeks is starting to rebound hard. So Dragon Bones, Inks, Necroplasm, Candles, all the Armadillo items, Zamorak items are on the way back up, and we've still got stuff like dotted around like Moneymakers, so we've got the Third Age Iron. You've also got the contracts, scrolls, jades, which is pretty good to be fair. So in terms of price rises, that's probably the most encouraging one we've seen for a while, because stuff which has been crashing hard is back up, which means like things like Zamorak's gonna be decent money again, and the incomplete Hydrix, like the double Reaper Point event really like hit that hard, and see that coming back up so quick. It's a bit surprising more than anything, but I'll take it because that's what we want to be seeing. Right, so now to price falls. So let's start cracking through these. So the Enforcer Walk Override again hit its peak, found where its ceiling was, that started to go down. Congealed Blood, after all the sort of high price rises week on week on week, finally hit its sort of ceiling, and that's gone down. Again, like people are moving out of doing the Keeley task, so Meat Pie, Garden Pie, Apple Pie, all the way down. Surprised about Blue Blubbers, but we are towards the end of the FOC event, and people are sort of moving out to PVM now. Maybe like PVM stuff's on the shift out, and that could be why. Manuscripture of Jazz is surprising how much that's gone down, because it's still useful, and it probably still is the best book to be doing with Necromancy. Same with Flesh Runes. Flesh Runes, I'm surprised they've gone down as well, because they were on quite a nice little steady rise. Sorrowbill 12.4k each for these, and that is simply just because of demand. And I think like the Grand Exchange break-in hasn't helped like with how quick the price has been adjusted. Like similarly here, like it was up and then it's like majorly come down. However, an older frame is way above that price. Inferno Pyroclast, it's 1k. Again, I would stock up on these while they're cheap and while they are buying as well. Great method to make some money with some Ultra Compost. Scripture Jazz on its way down. Again, I'd double check that on one of the price checking websites, because I'm going to be a bit surprised if that's gone down. Although if it has, great for the main account, because I will buy it, because I think it's a major damage increase for the Necromantic combat I'm doing. Blood of Orcus 11.5k, Orichalcum Ore 2.7, Miasma Rune is at 2k, Soft Clay just under 1.6. Bomb Vial 2.8. Depending on where these go in terms of the next couple of weeks, might be worth picking up. Doing the vulnerability bombs are very good for XP on a bonus XP weekend, so they could be a nice little merch there. Spirit Runes at 220, Dragon Hide for Green Dragon Hide 672 is so cheap. Not sure where you can make the money with that, but definitely worth looking into. Super Energy 7.5k on the way down. Not quite sure why they were so high, but again, possibly look at them towards a bonus XP weekend as well. Bond 64.5 mil. Not sure why it spiked. Couldn't make sense of it, but it makes sense now it's come down. U-Frame, these will be higher because of the update coming on Monday. Grimy Toe Flax because of the decrease in brews. Frost Dragon Bones, again, It's just bouncing up and down, finding its price. Vaughan Bombs, the PVM events coming to an end. Bandos Boots, Sorrow Brew Flasks. Again, keep an eye on these if you need to PVM, because it might be the best time to top up soon. You just need the new boss to come out for these to go through the roof. So it could be a really good time to pick up on brews, blubbers, and PVM supplies now, because they're crashing and they seem to be cheaper. Now, one thing I have noticed when we've looked at all the items here is that the Grand Exchange really is playing up on the homepage. As you can see, it's adjusted. So this is when it broke last week, and then it adjusted the price on the Sunday. And now again, it seemed to have broken all week, and then on the Sunday or whatever day, it's going to adjust the prices again. So I would take all this with a pinch of salt. Definitely keep checking your margins if you're going to buy something, if you're going to sell something. Again, like we've talked through some of the frames we found on the price falls. Elder frames and new frames will probably be like 2.5 times the price in the Grand Exchange because of big updates coming. But look at all these. There's definitely some stuff I'd pick up in here. For me, I would top up on all my necromancy runes. I would top up on blue blubbers. I would top up on brews. For a bonus XP weekend, personally, if the Elder frames weren't as high as what they are, I know they are, I would top up on them. Oh, a Furnace Pyroclast, I would like really top up on that. Get a couple K in the bank to make some ultra compost. But yeah, that seems to be the prices. Although, like I said, I'm very, very dubious of what the actual prices is. So I would suggest just price checking everything and making sure it is correct. But that is going to be the end of this episode of Marketwatch. I believe this is like now episode 17-ish. I'm going to actually make a playlist for this because it's going to like be a continuous thing on the channel. And I think it's really good to like work our way through, because sometimes things I pick out actually do happen, which is always nice to see. But yeah. Hope you guys have enjoyed anyway. Again, apologies it's been late. The Grand Exchange has been broken. It still seems to be a little broken in a minute as well. So hopefully Jagex gets on that very quick and gets it resolved. But in the meantime, I will still keep doing these videos just to go through what is there. But definitely in this time, check everything before you buy anything. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed anyway. If you have, please make sure to like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.